We just had our gravel delivered right in the middle of the road. What we're going to do is try and get this onto our land, straight onto the driveway, which is why we bought this, because our driveway looks like this.
This pile is without a doubt a lot smaller than I imagined it would be. Hopefully it will be enough just for the front driveway at least. There's also a language barrier obviously, so we asked them to dump it into our garden on here. I don't think they got it. I'm getting on somehow. I'm just glad it's slightly sunny today. We've got no rain. The temperature's a little bit lower. I think it's around 17, 18 degrees today. With the sun obviously it's a bit warmer. He's really happy to be back on our property and just run around freely. I want to say we're almost there, but we're not. Good morning, it's day 2, 7 AM, and we want to get the driveway finished. We've done plenty yesterday. Yeah, it's got to be done before we go. It's just that little part. Hopefully we can do it before 10 AM so that we can both start working today. We've managed to clear the road so that it's in nobody's way, so that our neighbours can't complain. And Martin is just trying to flatten the stones out a bit. It was hard work. My whole body's aching, but it's done. We had enough to do the whole drive behind me. Well, the first part of the drive. Cleared the whole road out so it isn't in the way of our neighbours. And then we're going to leave this where it is and then flatten it out a little bit more, because there is a massive dip on this side and this will eventually be a driveway in the future, so we want that to be slightly flatter and don't have as much of a dip. After the really heavy rainfall that we've had, our ground was really muddy and soggy. You could hear when we were walking, the shoes were just getting sunk into the ground. So you can imagine what it was like driving the van on here. We wanted to have a quick solution to get the issue resolved, at least for the time being. And the easiest thing was to get gravel delivered and have it put on our driveway. When we had the gravel delivered, it was dumped by the roadside further down. Some of it was on the road, so what we had to do is get all the gravel from the road so that the road was drivable and no neighbours could complain about this. We've done this in 1 day and a bit. It was really hard work, but at least we have our driveway done now, or at least half of it. Currently this has been our setup. We've been sleeping in a van on the first half of our property. The downside to being here is that our fence and gate is on the other side, and that means our dog can still escape, so we have to have an eye on him constantly. We've been lucky to have a really long cable that reaches from our solar straight to the van, meaning we can still have power from the solar. Being on our own property, we decided we want to be able to dump our grey water from the tank onto the grass patch over here. So we have a little pipe coming out of the grey water tank going here, so that we're not dumping it straight underneath the van.
One of the things that became very clear during the storm is the fact that our shed caravan has got a leaky roof. It was really hard fixing anything during the storm and during the month of rain. We just had to power through it, limit the amount of damage that the rain causes inside. Unfortunately, a lot of rain did get into the shed, but you know, that's a lesson learned. However, I've now fixed it. We've got a new roof. It's basically a thick tarp over the whole structure. As you can see there, this is now folded, but it can come out a few meters this way, just so we can then attach that and create a little bit of a roof and hopefully capture some rainwater during the next rainy season. So if we go in, I'll give you a little tour of the updated shed. It's a bit dark in here. One of the next stages is definitely going to be lighting. Oh, a fixed generator, by the way. I'm going to tell you about that very soon. Do a little tour. This is where most of the damage was. You can see right through the roof, and everything that was under here. Some of it still is, because I'm trying to figure out what to do with this, but I don't want to move it because everything's really falling apart. I need to get some sort of a box, another one of these, to fit all this in. All this got flooded because I left these open for easy access. There was water in this one. Also, the window here is leaking quite badly, somewhere down there. So I had a bowl full of water there. This place still needs a lot of work. It's going to take a bit of time to achieve what I've got in mind, but at least I know for now that things in here will hopefully be dry and safe during the next storm. For those of you who haven't seen our previous episodes, basically during the rain we realised our solar array isn't enough for our usage. I work online every day. Kinga works on her laptop for 8 hours a day as well. So we decided to splash out and get this inverter generator. This type of a generator is needed for the inverter that we have running our off-grid solar system as well as our camper van. Rather than buying a cheaper one, we decided to splash out, get this one, which cost us about 500 euros, and it was fine. It worked for about 3 or 4 days, running for a few hours a day, and then on the 4th or the 5th day it just started coughing and gave up. We heard horror stories about people trying to return equipment on warranty. We've been told that this process in Portugal, it isn't as easy as we are used to, so we tried to get it fixed ourselves first on our own cost. Unfortunately, our local wizard couldn't help us, so we decided to bite the bullet and drive to the shop we bought this from, which is Leroy Merlin, or Leroy Merlin, however you want to pronounce it. That's the main chain of hardware stores here in Portugal. And contrary to what we heard, the process was silky smooth. Literally, we went in, said it's broken, spoke to someone, they sent it off to be fixed. We got a text message saying it's ready to collect after 10 days or 9 days, and we got it back, no problem, fixed. So although you do not get your money back straight away when you buy something that you're not happy with, you can be quite confident that if something is faulty, it will be repaired, and that the economy of repairing things is especially great in Portugal. It's very easy to get rid of something and buy something new, and I feel like we live in a culture of doing that, whether it's possessions or people. I know I'm getting very deep now, but Portugal is very good at, you know, valuing stuff and having things long term, fixing broken things. So that's very positive. It's so pretty. He gets picked up by autofocus.
That's good.
Like a human.
Come on, bring it here. Bring it here.
I think the plan for today is to clean up this. We've got quite a lot of trash all around the property. Just need to clean up. And also the wind has caused our privacy green thingy things to look a bit battered. So I'm going to try and fix that. You might be asking, why do we even have this hideous thing? Because that house next to us is for sale, and well, really, to be honest with you, I just wasn't sure what kind of a neighbour we're going to end up having and how nosy they're going to be. So before someone moves in, we decided to put this up. So we basically protect our privacy. I think long term we're going to try and grow something, maybe some vines or whatever, or maybe if we do have a nice neighbour, we'll take off and we'll live happily with all of our neighbours, or most of them.
One of my tasks for today is sorting out the drive. When we had the initial first rain, we decided to put anything and everything down on the ground, and now I think we're actually getting another load of the gravel delivered this week. So what I need to do is I need to flatten out the ground a little bit better because of our wheels where we've been driving. There's like 2 rows of just mud and all the random stuff that we've been putting in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the flaky and loose bits, put it into my bin. It's super cold today. It's meant to be around 15 degrees and it's sunny, but the wind is really cold and I'm so chilly, so I can't wait to get into this and I might actually warm up. Now that I have 2 of my bins filled, well, 1.5. I'm gonna tip one of the bins in with the compost, with the green matter that I have. This will be the brown matter. I've originally taken it out of the compost, don't judge. And the other full bin I'm gonna put into a compost bin of its own, so that it has more time to decompose over the winter, and this one will just hopefully make compost for next year for our veggie garden. I totally forgot that I've also brought my veggie scraps from the van when I was coming out here, so I'm just gonna tip that over in there now as well, and top it up with some more of the mulch and grass cuttings and wood chips that were on the driveway. That's my 2 compost bins. Kavush, there's no food in there, it's in the other bin. I've been really clever when it started raining last month, and I've put out all and any pots and things that I've had so that they would fill up with water, and that's how I clean my compost bin. I just rinse it in one of the little pots that I've got. Give it a rinse and out. Ta-da!
So we just had some more gravel delivered, and we're putting down the landscape fabric to do this side of the property properly, as opposed to the other side of the property where we didn't use the landscape fabric. So all the stone that's there is probably going to get covered with grass, but that's fine, that's temporary, but this is more permanent.
I've literally just come out here to do the stones and carry on with the driveway because Martin has done some this morning, and the aping company, the water company, has just arrived. I don't want to be filming them, they're right there in the corner. They can't see me and I'm a bit embarrassed to be filming in front of them, but oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. This is flipping exciting. Can we get a hip hip hooray?
I think we might be getting some water.
It's pretty hard for me to hide my excitement right now, but I need to start getting on with this. So basically Martin has started doing some this morning before work. Thank God he starts work at 10 and still has about 2 hours to do things in the mornings. But as he's working, I'm just going to carry on with this, see what we get up to today. By no means are we in any kind of rush with this half of the garden. We're just going to take it slowly, day by day. If I get tired, I'm just going to stop. It's in nobody's way, so who cares? We can even leave it till next year if we wanted to.
Well, you ready to play? You ready to play? You always are. That'll keep him busy for a little bit. So, as you can see behind me, we've kind of finished our driveway now. We still got a little bit of stone left, which we decided we're going to leave just in case we need stone for any other projects. This still needs a bit of work, and I think eventually, if we decide that this is the workshop area and we're going to expand it somehow and, you know, make it a proper workshop area, then I might even just put stones all over this. But obviously we need the landscape fabric underneath. We got water now, yay. So we've got water there, which comes through the main city water that's at the front of the property. So I decided to put some stones underneath there, just to make sure there's a bit of drainage there. So yeah, this is our driveway.